Bohemians manager Alan Reynolds. I'll talk to you about the match in a moment, because I did say to Kevin at the top of the interview, you both shook hands after the match there tonight, fairly sporting, after, what was it, I'm sure a tough result for you and your team.
Yeah, come here, shaking hands, but we're both, fighting for our clubs, we want to do well, and it was the same with other managers, Damien Duff had. We want success, and we're all winners. That's the same with all the benches, and so there's a lot of variables and rubbish talked on the sideline, but we're all winners, so I suppose we're fighting for our clubs.
That's 4 1-0 defeats to Drogheda in a row. How frustrating is it? Have they become a bit of a bogey team for you?
Yeah, in fairness, look, they come and I suppose defend well, spoil the game and that, but they have a real threat then with their front players. They brought off 2 and brought on 2 good ones, so we knew. I think they're a good side. They just have a way of playing that works for them.
When you saw Thomas and Davis, look, you know those two fellas well, but I'm sure when you saw them making those first couple of runs in behind your defence, and in fairness, Rob Cornwall did seem to have the measure of Warren Davis those first couple of duels, but were you worried when they did come off the bench?
No, not that I was worried, because we were prepared and we knew, that they would come on at some stage, so if they started, the other 2 would come on, so we did. I just felt we had so much possession. I'm not sure what the stats are, but we didn't work the keeper enough. We didn't show enough quality in the final third. That for me was the big thing. There was limited chances. They defended well, low block, a lot of balls, spoiled the game, so on. But they were good and they came and done the job of us. But I just felt that if we had more quality, we go and work the keeper more.
Yeah, and what do you put that down to in that final third? Because like Colin Whelan actually looked like he had one of his best games this season, but maybe just wasn't there at the right time, right place, right time to finish chances.
Well, I just think if you come and you get a lot of bodies behind the ball and aerially you're very good with big centre backs, it's there's not going to be loads of chances in it, and I think that's been seen over the season. There's not going to be loads of chances against them. They're doing really well, so we just look for, I'm repeating myself here, just a little bit of quality, but more from what we got from the lads tonight, which we know they can.
And Brennan and MacDonald coming on the 80th minute, was there a reason for giving them just the 10 minutes? Were you tempted to bring them on earlier?
No, come here, it could have been anyone. I just wanted to free up Dawson and get a little bit higher, and adds or give legs as well. So look, we were trying everything at that stage to try and win it, and got caught.
Devoy having a superb season. I know a lot of the Bow supporters say he's the best midfielder in the league. Where would you rank him at the moment?
Look, come here, I think he's the best midfielder in the country, the all-round one. There's some excellent midfielders, Rovers, Pats, so on. So really, but I suppose I'm biased saying that I think he's the best midfielder in the league. He does both sides of it. You can see him tracking back on one side there today, and I suppose lucky to have him.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to ask you about Rob Corr went off for a bit of was it a dead leg, or is he going to be okay?
Yeah, no, we just took him off to get another forward. That was it.
Yeah. Douglas James Taylor, is he still sick, or what's the latest?
No, yeah, he actually picked up a nick, so he was sick, then he picked up a nick of a hamstring, but should be okay for next week.
And just look, I know you're not the type of manager, you won't be looking for excuses. Richie Towell actually told me he'd found out the statistic that Drogheda United, with the amount of time they take for set pieces, players going down, the ball's actually in play for, I think it's in any other game, usually in play twice as much than it will be in a Drogheda United game. Is that something you would have a chat to the referee about at half time, or?
No comment.
Okay. Shelbourne next away from home, Alan.
Yeah.
They're in the middle of Europe. Does that make the game easier, do you think?
No, come here. We just look after ourselves. Obviously they play tomorrow night and that, but good team again. Dublin Derby, we look forward to that next Saturday evening. But we dust ourselves down, we lick our wounds. We've had this, we've been here before, losing games. We went to one game, so we'll go again.
Is Europe still on then for Bohemians?
Yeah, well look, come here. Hopefully. Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers.
See you.
Thanks. Well look, I suppose Kevin, just to start off, there was a nice shake of hands between yourself and Alan Reynolds at the match there, at the end of the match, so all's fair in London boys, I suppose they say.
Of course, look, probably a lot, mate. Look, I can understand why there was a lot. I think it was this phone that everybody saw, but look, these things happen, and look,
yeah.
I saw Rennie, like a long time. I played with him, I played for him. He's a really, we were they're very close. We would talk to him a lot, but look, these things happen, and the reality of it is, I want my team to win, he wants his team to win, and sometimes stupid things happen, and probably two grown men behaving like children. But again, we're well over that now, and absolutely nothing but respect for Alan Reynolds.
Football is football. The goal, Kevin, Would it be fair to say that Conor Keeley's pass into Josh Thomas was nearly better than the goal itself?
No, because Josh is standing over there, but it's brilliant. Look, Connor's just sensational, you know.
Like it was right into his path.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, but Connor's, I said it there on the Virgin, Connor's the most underrated player in the league. He's probably getting a few plaudits this year, but he got them 2 years ago and then he went off and has to come back to get them. He's an unbelievable centre half. And I'm saying this, I don't want him, I want to have him forever, like, you know. I had Connor since he was 17. I gave him his debut with Shells. He used to deliver his post, believe it or not. So that's how I know his mum and dad. He's an unbelievable centre back, proper leader, but just such a good player. And also then to go on to Josh, like, if I could have planned, and I did, look, you see the plan was to get the lads, the two lads,
get them right. Richie
get them
Tell was
worked
commentating.
and
He
worked
said
them.
he said you felt you wanted those two players to get in behind the Bohemians
100%.
defence. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, you bring the two lads on then at 60. That was in my plan. And look, it doesn't always work out, but thankfully it worked out tonight. And Josh, sorry, just to be clear, people will talk about Josh's finish and it's brilliant and all, but it's his run, and it's not just because he's quick. It's the timing of the run. It's the timing of the pass from Connor. It's the intelligent run, like making the right run, like something. And this is what probably the other young lads have to learn off. Like, you know, it's like you can run all day, and it's brilliant, and you'll tire out the ball defenders and create chances. But it's making the right run at the right time and intelligent run and using your body and instead of getting the finish then as well.
And to have those two players come off the bench to replace Kareem and Thomas Alua as well, because you really did, you plugged away when you're in the attack in that first half without too much joy, and then the other end of the field you really had to be resolute and focused on defending against what was a good Bohemians attacking side.
And excellent, like that's as attacking the lineup that they could have put out tonight. They're brilliant players, and they've been on an unbelievable run. And I have to say, like, look, I want to be smart, but it's the fourth time we've beaten them 1-0 in a row, and like we have to make the most of the chances we get. So I have to defend properly because they're an excellent side with brilliant players.
And has the fact that your players been watching other teams in Europe this month, has that been a motivating factor this month for them?
Yeah,
because
look, it's been.
You are like a point behind Bohemians now and really in the race for Europe for next year.
Yeah, look, you'd be lying if you said it hasn't affected us. Obviously, we were away last week and we were all watching Shells, and then we were watching Pats, and we were watching, of course, like, should be us and all that type of stuff. But yeah, you probably have to use it as a motivating factor. But I can promise you, like, before the season, we've certainly nobody talking about European contenders, and we're not talking about it really. Like, you have to have targets, and we have our own targets. But I have to say, I think we've been excellent. I think that's what was there, 41 points. That's as much as, again, and people, I've been here 3 years. That's the highest point total we've actually got. We've 10 games to go, so a lot of credit for that to go to my staff. But we're not satisfied with that. Obviously, we won the cup last year. Certainly got a tough draw in that. We want to do our best in that, but we push on. I did say this. I said it before the game. I said it last week, whenever I was doing interviews, that when we have a proper lead into games, like, I think we're a really good side. And to go back to those 5 games in 2 weeks where we lost a couple, like, it was very, very difficult. Like, and when we have, which we have, as I said, a proper lead in a week or whatever, like, you know, I think we're a good side.
Waterford at home next. That's a game I'm sure you'll fancy. Waterford, they can be really good on their day, but going up to Dalymount Park is always difficult.
Yeah, Waterford an excellent side and probably still the best centre forward in the league apart from ours, of course. But they went down to Galway and scored 4 goals last week. We're going to watch them playing on Sunday. So no, certainly won't look forward to every game, but you won't be thinking, that's going to be handy, because it certainly won't be. Like, Waterford are an excellent side, and they've been in really good form. So we'll see what happens.
Kevin, thanks for stopping.
Thank you.